Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm making these beautiful chocolate walnut-shaped cookies. We're gonna fill them up with chocolate ganache, and we're gonna put a hazelnut in the center. And to make them look like they came from a magical forest, we're gonna spray them with edible gold. For a cookie dough, we're gonna need 3 eggs. We're gonna need 3/4 of a cup of butter that we're gonna melt, a cup and a half of flour, half a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. In a large mixing bowl, crack 3 eggs, add a half a cup of sugar, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna start whisking it on a medium to high speed until the mixture becomes pale yellow. Then we're gonna add our melted butter and a teaspoon of baking powder. At this stage, we're gonna start adding our flour, and I'm gonna alternate my flour with cocoa powder until all cocoa powder and all flour is combined. It's better if you pre-sift your cocoa powder because sometimes, since the cocoa powder is finely milled, sometimes it could have little lumps in it. But we're gonna whisk it all together and keep adding remaining flour until it's too heavy for our whisk to do the job. And then we're gonna add more flour and move on to the spatula. Just add remaining amount of flour and mix it with the spatula. And when this job is gonna get too heavy, we're gonna move on to our hands. And I'm gonna wear gloves for this job because it does have cocoa powder in it. So just make a very nice and even dough. Then you see how moldable it is? Then we're gonna cover it and refrigerate it for half an hour. To make our cookies look like walnuts, we're gonna need this iron. It's called oreshnitsa, and I like this one because it's electric. It also has indication light, and I will list the link below where I got it. But there's another type that it's not electric that would work too. And we're gonna make 2 sample balls out of that dough. And I'm gonna keep the other one as a sample, but I'm gonna just test it and see if that's enough dough to make a walnut half for our cookies. And I will keep the other one. This way I can adjust, either add more dough or take some dough away to see if that's enough. And when our little half is cooked, I can see, and this one's perfect. So I'm gonna keep the other bowl as a sample to make the little balls out of the dough to put in our cookie mold. And we're gonna start cooking our walnut-shaped cookies. It takes only a couple minutes to cook our cookie walnut halves, and as we open it up, we can check it. And look at this, guys. We have all the walnut halves. That what we're gonna do, we're just gonna trim them so they don't have those outer edges. And they look perfect except for little rejects. You could just give them to your kids. In order to make your chocolate ganache, you need to remember a simple ratio. You need to make 1:1 if you're making the glaze and 1:2 if you're making the filling. Since we're making the filling, we're gonna need 340 grams of chocolate, and it's melting chocolate, 270 grams of heavy cream. We're just gonna heat up our heavy cream, add it to the chocolate, and start mixing it until your chocolate ganache is smooth and glossy and all the chocolate has dissolved in heavy cream. Then we need to cover our chocolate ganache and refrigerate it at least for an hour so it becomes a little bit more solid. Then we need to put our cookies together. We're gonna take 1/2, fill it up with chocolate ganache, put a hazelnut in the center, then take the other half, fill it up with the chocolate ganache, and then we're gonna paste 2 halves together, and we have a whole walnut-shaped cookies. And for a grand finale, we're gonna spray couple with edible gold. And look how beautiful these guys look. So magical and delicious. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.